It's time to kick ass and chew bubble gum, and I'm all out of gum.
Well, hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. What's up, Heinz11? How are you doing? Welcome here. And yeah, the 2-star arena has always been painful. Every time it comes, everyone complains, and I don't understand why they can never change it. Yeah, it's quite a lot of fights there. It is a week-long arena though, but it is quite a lot of commitment, without a doubt. I know a lot of people will not do it for sure. What's up, Juan? How are you doing? I'm not sure if I'll do it. I'll definitely do some milestones. Oh, come on. Really? Alright, what's up, Goomba? Juan? Everybody else? Senate. I'm not sure if the chatbot's active yet. It should be in theory, but just give it a moment. I'll manually restart it. It should activate when the stream starts, because that was like one of the upgrades in the patch, so I don't have to do it manually. But it doesn't seem that it wants to. My morning so far? Nah. I don't want to talk about it. What's up, Solsai? How are you doing? What's up, Bagman? Welcome everybody. What's up, Eric? New here? Well, welcome then, Solsai. Pleasure to see you. It's always nice to see somebody new that starts chatting and talking. Because a lot of people often watch these streams, but they lurk and they never talk. Come on, let's get that level 2. This should be good-ish. It has armor ups. Except if I have 3 precisions, but I crit like nope. How much max point do you get on 2-star times 3 streak? I'll show you in a second. I think... What do you get? Well, I'll do 1 round, you can see on the max streak there. Okay, I'm just gonna wait there. I'll do 2-star, I'll do 5. Yeah, I know, these arenas are gonna be definitely a bit of a hassle, so... I did 100,000 points, so... Whatever, this is a max streak, these are maxed out 2-star champions.
I am the Senate.
Hey, there we go. And how many points you're gonna get, you're gonna see that just in a second. What's up, New Mother? What's up, Paul? Mr. Victor? And Lawrence, welcome. And Lonely Potato too. Look at that. Three, 4. Where are his armor ups? Come on. You're an Iron Man. Where's your iron, dude? 3, 4. Man, this AI as well in these arenas is just Okay. So, how many points do you get? Good, middle of the night for you. Well, what's up, Infamous? How are you doing? You get what? 15 plus 7. 18,000 points. Use MML heavy, there's 95% chance. Huh. Interesting. Fair enough. Yeah, how much energy does 6.2 to 6. No, not from top of my head, sorry. Especially 6.2 is much more energy intensive. 6.3 and 6.4 are not so much. This 20 suicides? Yeah, I mean, probably. Probably it is. Yeah, this 2-star arena is... Well, it's a 2-star arena. Oh, that much. Feels like a 2-star arena. Last 2. Alright, Eric. Mutant for the being. Okay, yeah, I the Science Next is best odds for me to get something I want, but I want an Awakened Colossus who will be going rank 4 soon. Demands then neutral do for a generic. So I'm all in on Mutant. Yeah, I mean, that's fair enough, you know. You can always figure out which one you kind of hope for the most. 220 win streak for all milestones. There you go. So go with Mutant, man. It's not gonna work for you, Castile. That's Eric's unique sound. If you want to see the sound list that works for everybody, it's in line chat. What's up, Red Hood Outlaw? Look at that, prevents me from gaining crowds. Man, that Hyperion's Infuriate seems always so annoying whenever we are... Hercules is Infuriate. Always seems so annoying whenever we are fighting against Hercules because it really genuinely screws up your offensive abilities. And when we are using Hercules, it basically does nothing most of the time. Aside from making, you know, AI more aggressive. What's up, Slinger? Gonna get back to grind. Oh, I'll see you later. Still have to pick a sound? Yes, you do. Yes, you do, absolutely. You have to pick 5 sounds. You can pick up to 5 sounds, is what I mean. The GOAT members get 5. So you can kind of have your own hello and goodbye and you guys suck or you guys are awesome. You know, you can pick 5 kind of purpose-built sounds. Oh, what's up, K-Man OG? Raj, how are you doing? Good morning, Katie. In chat, hope you didn't forget your coffee this morning. No, it's right here. It's right here. Still very hot. So many fart noises to pick from. I can only imagine. My nationality? I'm Latvian. I'm a Latvian national living in England. It's always a pleasure to see you guys. Yeah, honestly, you get hurt more than any other champion in the game. Infuriate hinders me. They're passive aggressive. They were. Well, the thing why a lot of people think they or why a lot of people end up getting hit with a Herc is because they always try to be mega aggressive with Hercs as well to get all those intercepts quickly, so they just abandon caution to the wind. That's, you know, I can understand why people would often get smacked with Herc, but it's most of the time kind of their own fault. Not that I'm trying to diss on anybody here, but I mean, I get hit with Herc as well, and every time I do, it's quite definitely just because I want to get the ramp up quicker, you know. I could be just spamming heavy attacks in corner or something, but no, everybody needs the fancy intercepts and stuff. So that's kind of like, and I use Herc a lot, so I have gotten better with it, and that's kind of like one of the things is when you ramp him up, realize that you are ramping him up when he's ramped up. Don't try to trigger the feat's power all the time, and yeah, just kind of be mindful of how aggressive you are. And yeah, there is the whole I don't really care when I get hit because I'm at 1%. We have claimed him as British though. That they are doing. What's up, Ryan? How are you doing? How is it going? Meh. Another day, another grind. Luckily, this month is slowly coming to an end. All right. I wanted to check out something. There is that trade-in store, right? Where is the trade-in store? Legends. Here we go. I don't have any of the tiny potions, pretty much. Oh, shit ton of these ones. I need at least 4. Before this goes away in 6 days, I need to kind of capitalize from it to the max. Don't have any of those. Here I have 19 out of 19, that's fine. These ones I also have 19 out of 19, so I'm kind of good here. But again, I'll probably just trade in. I actually don't have many in overflow, that's fine. Not going to play 2-star arena? I will. I will, just not like all the time obsessively, because this 2-star arena is also a week-long arena. So, for instance, I'm gonna be able to play it on Sunday as well to finish it off or Monday morning when there's nothing happening and stuff like that. I will play the 2-star arena somewhat, but I'm not gonna be obsessing over it the entire week. I want to get, you know, some milestones in all of them. Here is a quick tip: if you can't decide which arena to play, it's virtually always better to play all of them, but get lower milestones from them. In terms of units and stuff like that, acquisition, it's always more time efficient because the initial milestones require significantly less rounds of arena to acquire than the latter ones, especially in the 4-star arena. The 4-star arena, the final milestones are, you know, just a pain in the ass. Getting those 300k points with 4 stars if you don't have like arena boost, it takes a while. But every single arena to get the initial milestones, like first 4 milestones typically, are much quicker and easier. Hey, what's up, Moch G? Good. How are you doing, man? New subscriber? Well, thank you very much for subscribing then. Always a pleasure to see all of you, and especially some of you for the first time. I wouldn't be able to do any of this without you, so for that I am eternally grateful. Well, not eternally. I'm not gonna recall your usernames on my deathbed, but still, you guys are awesome. Thought you should know. So here we are. We're gonna try and recoup some of the units that I wasted trying to get Scorpion. Where can I buy that bed? I don't think you buy one. It's just the bed that you end up in. When you know. Kick the bucket. But yeah, I mean, I suppose you can just repurpose just about any bed. What about ending up in a pot of greed? Well, hopefully not. Like one of those orange PNQ buckets. Sure, why not? Whichever one you want. That's actually true. Like most of these sayings, you can kind of figure out where they're coming from. Aside from how do you get dick from a Richard, you know, still seems baffling to me that short for Richard isn't rich but dick. That being said, yeah, Kick the Bucket, you know, probably has some interesting story about it. It's kind of like most likely one of those things where, you know, when you walk in a toilet and you see like a poster, please do not shit in urinal or something like that, and you think like, which brave hero necessitated the poster to be put out there, you know, because there's always an incident, you know, these posters don't just randomly pop up. kind of like when I was working in my last job on our bins, it had like quite literally an instruction on how to use you know, a waste bin. I'm thinking like what has happened to necessitate, you know, these kind of instructions on mass-produced bins? Did somebody like sue them because it wasn't explained how to open the lid, or the fact that you have to open the lid before you try to put the rubbish in the bin or something, like, you know? Yeah, or yeah, don't eat battery acid. You know, it seems like fairly self-explanatory. Like there was this one urban legend about microwaves having a warning label about do not microwave your cat. So I was like, so you're telling me some bright soul thought that it would be okay to microwave a cat, you know, just a bit. When it's wet or cold, you know, put a cat in a microwave just so, you know, it gets warm and fuzzy quicker. New house? No, I haven't seen the new House of Dragon yet. Katie, who's that behind you? There's absolutely nobody behind me. What's up, Roman numeral 17? How are you doing? The battery stand on with the news. Oh, that kind of makes sense. That kind of makes sense, yeah, for hangings and stuff. You're very popular in our line chat for your amazing guide and banter. We call you Monsieur Distinguished Gentleman. So thanks for your guides and laughs. Sorry, I'm using translator. It's okay, man. Don't worry. And thank you very much. I appreciate that, Mock G, sorry. And yeah, I need to get better at making more guides and stuff. I have been a bit lazy. Like, here's the thing. I got quite bummed out last couple of days because I stupidly tried to get Scorpion, spend some money that I didn't have, and whatever, and I failed at it again, and you know, I know it gave me the blues. And then yesterday was quite an interesting day. Actually, haven't told this to anyone yet. So those who have been following my channel know that I have a couple of stray cats, well, not a couple, a handful of stray cats that kind of tend to, you know, hang around our backyard a lot. And with that, we decided that it's finally time to, you know, neuter them. Because, you know, we don't mind feeding some cats, but if they start making more babies, because they already had like a litter of babies that we're feeding and stuff. So, anyways, long story short, I guess it's too late for that, but I'll try my best. We got the vouchers from one of the cat charities, because neutering cats bloody expensive, and so we're trying to get them neutered now. And yesterday we had to take them to the vet because we don't know what gender the babies are, because we already booked in neutering procedures on like 1st of September for the mom cat and the dad cat that hang around here. So we're gonna need to catch them on the 1st of September, but before that we need to catch the babies, bring them over there so they can take a look at what genders they are. Thing is, these are feisty babies. Like, they're cool and all that, you know, coming about and chill with me, and, you know, they're not too afraid, but they never like to be handled much. Like, I can just about pet them when I'm giving them food, but that's it. Anyways, long story short, I say that as those words left my mouth, I realized we needed it. Yesterday we needed to catch some of them, so I had bought those, you know, crates and all that, and get them to the vets. So we caught the first one, and, you know, it was, as you'd imagine, stray cat being handled, trying to rip your head off. But, you know, he went in the crate quite quickly. And then I had to catch another one because we have 2 crates, and, you know, since we're making a trip down there. So I caught another one, and this little fucker was like the angriest little fur ball I had ever seen in my life. scratched me all over, but because I was wearing a thick jacket and gloves, you know, the scratches didn't do too much. There are a couple of places where it pierced my skin and stuff, but it also, once I grabbed it by the scur, you know, back of the neck, once I grabbed it by the scur, it twisted around and it bit my finger. Like, it was bleeding like crazy. And okay, so we have captured them, and these little kittens are not to fuck around with, you know. So we get them to the vets, and I swear to God, they gave vets more trouble than they gave to me, because they had to call in the entire team. There's like 4 people trying to assess that, basically trying to get that cat down. And after a while of ungodly events, I don't even know what occurred in that room because we weren't in there. But there was a vet and 3 nurses, I think. One of the nurses quickly left the room bleeding because it bit its hand quite badly. The vet and the other nurses are visibly scratched. And I swear to God, okay, this is the story bit that it could get a bit gross. Because when I was grabbing this one, he like scratched me, he bit me, but he did one more thing. He turned into a shit sprinkle, and there was literally like whirlwind of shit when I was trying to capture that cat outside. So I had to clean up all the shit later on as well. But, you know, I knew a possibility that when this cat gets handled, it's gonna shit itself all over. And so anyways, one of the nurses is bitten and bleeding badly. Several of them are scratched. And they never mentioned the fecal matter at the vet's clinic. Right? They never said a thing about that. But I noticed that the nurse who came out to speak with us had like shit stains on her, like medical gown stuff. So like, you know, clearly there was some poop involved in that room as well. And so and it's a tiny little fucker kitten. Like it's a small kitten, right? It's not a fully grown cat yet. It's not a small, but not fully grown. It's like in between, a junior cat. And they just came out defeated. Like just one of those stray kittens had all of them defeated. They said, we can't hold it down. He's hurting us. He's fucking mad. Didn't mention the shit, but I could see that there are ships of whatever. And she explained that, you know, the nurses got bitten and scratched and all that. And they basically said, we can't determine the gender of these kittens because they're fucking brutal. So, and here is the cool thing, because from our perspective, we had to bring those kittens in. Then we were planning to keep them, you know, in one room of our house. And then, you know, we were planning to get them back for the neutering surgery. So that would have been like quite a big hassle for us, obviously, you know, to kind of cat-proof and empty out the house, to keep them in and stuff like that. So we don't have to like recapture them from outside again. But because those kittens are such savages, they basically said, you know, we can keep them over here till morning. We're gonna try and sedate them tomorrow morning. And, you know, we're gonna neuter them on the spot tomorrow. So today I need, hopefully, if they can. That is like, if they can. But if everything works out, that because these kittens were such savages, they kind of saved us a trip in a sense, and holding them in our house because, you know, they're doing the neutering straight away, which they normally refuse to do. They said, oh, we need to get on a waiting list, and it's gonna be like 2 weeks or something like that. So, you know, might work out for the best. So today I need to go and grab those cats at some point from the vets, and hopefully they're gonna be neutered, and then we can figure out what we're gonna do with the other ones. But yeah, it was a bit of a brutal encounter. There was another thing, like when I was grabbing that little shitstorm cat, and I couldn't get him in cage by myself, and my girlfriend was in the kitchen. So I ran carrying the cat by its neck, basically, from the garden back in the kitchen with a crate to get my girlfriend to help me. To get the cat in a crate. But at that point he slipped, which was fine because we had kind of closed the kitchen doors from the back and forward, so the cat had nowhere to go. And because it had nowhere to go, how do you think what the cat did? You know, when there is no forwards or backwards, left or right, which direction is left? Up, right? You know. So the cat, that tiny little fucker, quite literally, just when I dropped him, when he slipped out, jumped on a kitchen cupboard from the ground. I didn't know, you know, whatever. That was quite impressive already. And then fully lounged in the blinds and started climbing up the blinds. And he got stuck in those blinds. And yeah, so then we had to get him out of the blinds, which he ripped off from the wall. So I had to get them back on. All I'm trying to say is yesterday was quite fun. But yeah, man. Whose idea was it initially to take care of street cats? Well, it was like no one's idea really here. It's because when we moved in here, there were some street cats like in our backyard. And some of them were very small, so we kind of both like, okay, we should feed them. And then we kind of periodically started feeding them, and yeah, so they're kind of there. And it's not like they're there all the time, you know. But anyways, so we just decided that, you know, we should help them so they don't have like some sort of massive colony and stuff like that. So we're gonna get them neutered, checked out, and, you know, see what happens to them. Usually the cat victims don't recall the details of the attack. Must have been your first. No, it's not. It's first in a while, but it's not the first. Balagons has been gone for, well, I wouldn't say a month. Balagons has actually been gone for pretty much exactly a month right now. 1 month, not months. The Balagons are coming back for sure. Okay, anyway, so I'm gonna catch up to the chat really quickly. Okay. I mean, power gun rank up. CGR or Overseer, both 200. I also have Calcling at 620. I'd probably do CGR, I think. Getting lots of help for their baby hats. Alright, thank you. Thank you, James. You're like Rocky chasing kittens, except they were cats. No, I wasn't actually chasing them because they're used to me and they come up to me all the time because, you know, they think that I'm this food god. That's exactly what I did. I just kind of sat down in the chair, put some food next to me, and, you know, they were quite happy to eat that food. And then I just, you know, violently ejected one of them from the situation by the neck. Oh, and here was the good thing of the second cat, because when I grabbed the little shit sprinkler outside, right, the mama cat was nearby, and mama cat started attacking me from the ground as well. So I had to simultaneously avoid the shit sprinkler's bites and scratches and maximum amount of turd I could dodge. At the same time, I had like the mama cat at my legs, chomping away. Sure, it was a cat and then something else? Yeah, I'm sure it's a cat. 3rd-degree bite on my bone. Try to break the fight. Oh, yeah, don't do that. If you try to break the fight cat, just throw a pillow at them or something like that. The cat did a dirty protest, yes. The cat did a dirty protest indeed. Now I'm getting flashbacks to the shit scene in Dumb and Dumber with both guys. I want to hear the long version of the story. Well, I just included an extra detail for you. This is why you get brothers. They're either sexually dimorphic or you send in further and get your answer. Okay, fine. They'll come back and let them outside. I hope they will come back if you let them. They do come back. Like the mama, for instance. Here's the thing that I don't get. The mama cat yesterday quite literally watched me violently abduct one of her kids. But today she was like all goody two shoes with me. She was rubbing up against me. Since mama cat is a bit older than me, she's kind of, used to me in general as well. And she was rubbing around my legs. I put my hand out. She was like sniffing against that. She let me pet her. She, it's kind of like yesterday didn't exist to those cats. Should get a tetanus shot. We asked the doctors, should we get something. They said like, unless it gets infected, it's gonna be fine. So, see. So now I've officially abducted them cat pics on. I can grab some pictures if you want. Like, whose BG streams you enjoy the most on YouTube? I love Tater streams and Nick's streams, I think. Yeah, Leaden Taters had like very good rage moments. And Nick's streams are fairly chill, positive, nice ones. Am I doing the 2-star arena? I'll do some of it. I'm not sure if I'm gonna grind all of it. Wish you the best of luck with your kitty cat problems. Thank you. What's up, Ziggas? How are you doing? I have 3 bite marks and bombs from last incident and got 4 injections from bombs. Okay, well, sounds fun. Well, 6-star Black Widow clear away. Congratulations. That's awesome. Wishing you a great day. Thank you, Ziggas. Morning, Eddie. Should Scorpion replace Null as a damage dealer or come out to play the challenge? Could I think potentially, yeah. I think I don't have a Scorpion. I have never tried, but I think it could be possible, yeah. Never mind then, guess I don't hold grudge. Still my kid. I'll be over it next day. Oh, seems so. Right after it happened, she looked at me like she's trying to murder me. She jumped on the roof of the shed and looked at me extremely angrily. But today she was all good. Old 6-star Toad, nice, congratulations. Does he need a dupe? Ideally, yes, but I think Toad's worth ranking up unduped. And yeah, I would rank. I mean, I had an unduped Toad that I ranked 3'd, and I used him in Battlegrounds a lot, for instance. But anyway, so today at some point, when we get a call from the vets that, however they got along, that's another thing that there's because I don't know, these vets came across like a bit of a pussy squad. If I can capture those cats whilst they're attacking me, you're telling me 4 of you can't hold it down? Like, literally, each one of you can grab a limb. So, I don't know. These vets seemed like a bunch of pussies. Should I slap into my new Nimrod? Yeah, you should. You should. Absolutely. Nimrod is a fantastic choice for gems and 6 stones. A lovely dog, and my fear was almost gone yesterday. So video of Rottweiler now. Really cautious them again. I don't know. Rotties are. I think they're misunderstood. I think the dogs are quite literal definition of, you know, reflection of how you raise them. And you know, if you treat them shit and raise them crappy, then they're gonna be aggressive. But you know, if you can treat your Rottie like you would treat a golden retriever, I think Rotties would be just the same. If anything, I think the scariest dogs are the little ones because they have like the Napoleon complex. Like quite literally, I think some of the most aggressive dogs in the world are like Chihuahuas and Pomeranians and shit like that. Big dogs, unless they are, you know, being mistreated, especially like pitties, I think are, you know, just the same as any other dog. Wood Scorpion, okay, answer that one. Always here for Tater's rage. Oh yeah, when Tater's rage in battlegrounds, it's very entertaining. They're doing cats make life happier, I agree. Nasty Rasher, you message street. Yes, like of course. Maybe they were scared they would hurt the kittens if they forced them. That's still too hard. I mean, you know, I'm sure there's some of that, but you know, I don't know. All I'm gonna say is that if 4 wets can't, you know, get their way with a tiny kitten, then those are shit wets in my opinion. Tiny little kitten can get the best of them, then. Rank 4 Rinter and Gore? Yes, we do have a rank 4 Rinter and Gore. Just don't understand what's so goofy about rank 4 Rinter. Rinter is awesome. An absolute monster. Hey, what's up, JJ? How are you doing? Beautiful. Hope you have a great day. Enjoying your time off. Alright, I should have gotten hit by that. Whatever. I accidentally pushed myself low too. Oh yeah, you did miss a literal shitstorm cat story. Not doing the 1-star arena? You're not doing? I'll probably get some. Well, again, nobody's forcing you to rank those champions. Just milk Rintra. Oh, you were listening. Okay, fair enough. Agreed. Some of the sweetest dogs I have ever met have been pit bulls. A terrible reputation for being mean. Yeah, I think it's just because of the people who raised them. Yeah. Tiny dogs are like, I think, the nastiest ones. .225 win streak to hit all 6-star shots. That's a lot. That 225 win streak divided by 2. It's basically kind of like doing the Summoner Trials Arena twice in a row, fully. What's up, Solid Snake? How are you doing? Welcome to the stream, man. But yeah, so we'll see how they get on with those kittens today. Yeah, I mean, it's 7 days, but again, here's the thing. The 4-star Summoner Trials Arena is like really long, right? It's also like over, you know, 100 rounds and stuff like that. So doing that 2-star arena is kind of like doing 2 Summoner Trials in a row. Alright, they should be careful not to eat a level 1 from Loki right now. when I when I matched up, I kind of didn't think of the possible danger here. Can only do it on 175 or so over the whole week. Yeah, that's what people normally do. Yeah, I mean that's what a lot of people normally do. I didn't watch the House of Dragon first episode yet. No. Oh, if you don't have 2 stars max, then it's gonna be a completely different story. It's gonna be horrible then. I'm quite happy that I have like all my 2 stars max. You know, if I do grind. By the way, I used my Fisto in War today and it went well. I used my Fisto in rank 3 Blade in War today. And they went quite well. Then I did die in War. Anyways, I'll show you. I didn't record these though because it was quite early. Anyways, so this fight was Vision Arcus here. So there's the hazard shift. So I used my Fisto for that one. Finished it 100%. So easy peasy. Didn't even boost for that fight because I forgot. Then there was like a Toad that I nuked, and this one fights hard, the one with disorients and stuff like that. It was Ebony Maw. So I actually soloed it with Blade because Blade made his falters fail and a ton of other things fail, and it also failed the heal block from the node. So it was a very good solo here against Ebony Maw. This one was Penny Parker. I tried doing the parrying thing with Blade, but they only got her down to like 80% before I screwed up. And then I finished off with Nimrod, and now I have this fight. Yeah, I know, the most boring content in the game somehow is the most rewarding. It is annoying. Don't even have the Catalyst Star as a proven? Well, then you better improve your progression level. Okay, so you got 10 there, it's all fine. Do I even need to? Oh, okay, she parried me. Fine. Uh-oh. You little witch. I'll show you how to parry me. Just when I exited the Titan protocol. Like, if I was in Titan protocol or Eradicate protocols, I would have dealt, like, no damage. What immunity does this fucker have? Oh, so he's immune to Incinerate as well, though. So I can't really do much to him. So I'll just wait. It's fine. If he wasn't immune to Incinerate, I'd take him on. But yeah, because he is Incinerate immune. I'll just leave it for somebody else. Okay. No, we got rid of HBO, so I don't have HBO Max anymore. Really? I never had HBO or HBO Max, but I watched everything that's on HBO Max. I mean, I'm just saying. It's like, really? Is that the thing that's stopping you? I mean, not to. You know. What's the secret to that? There's no secret. Like, there's shit ton of sites that host those shows, and especially HBO Max. Anything that comes out on HBO Max is out in HD the same day everywhere. So go to dance and pay money. No, that's not the answer. The answer is type in Yes Movies or 123 Movies or VHS Movies in your internet browser, and be happy. Here's the thing, there is no such thing as exclusive content on when it comes to movies and TV series. Anything that's released anywhere is out there for free. Always. Anything that's on Netflix can be found somewhere else. Anything that's on Amazon Prime can be found somewhere else. Anything that's on Disney Plus can be found somewhere else. And anything that's on HBO Max can be found somewhere else. So only exceptions are the things that are not on any streaming service or website. Like when new movies come out, unless they're released straight to HBO Max, stuff like that. But if when a new Marvel movie comes out, for instance, it's gonna be out there, but in a shit quality for first couple of months. But as soon as it lands on Disney Plus, or as soon as it lands somewhere else, it's gonna be out there in good quality. It's just that you're gonna have to wait till those movies go to DVD release, or they get added to like Disney Plus or Netflix or something. Then they're out in good quality. But anything that lands on any of the streaming services can be like, and I'm saying that understanding that I do have a Netflix subscription, I do have Amazon Prime, I do have Disney Plus, but you know, that's kind of mainly just for convenience. I should probably cancel my Netflix subscription though, because they're starting to charge more and more. Sail the high seas? Well, I mean, it's super easy. You don't need to sail, just go to a website and it's gonna be there. See, you learn something new every day. So yeah, you know, you can check it out right now. You know, try Yes Movies or 123 Movies or VHS Movies, something like that. There's shit ton of sites like that. There's like endless stream of sites like that. You know, the only thing that is annoying about them is that you know, they like to spam ads somewhere, and sometimes you spend like 4 minutes or 3 minutes clicking off the pop-up ads. But not all the sites are like that. So almost all Netflix shows are bad. I'm kind of surprised with Amazon Prime, because Amazon Prime has such a shit shows sometimes, but then they release terminal list. Like Amazon Prime has such a shit series of shows, and then they release Reacher. You know what I mean? Amazon Prime is kind of like all over the place. But Netflix, yeah, Netflix is just recently. It is getting super arrested, slinging it at the cops. I haven't said anything or done anything illegal. I just mentioned facts of life and existence of, you know, websites that are publicly available. Well, the thing about Prime is, you know, I do order crap from Amazon anyway, so. Now they're pissing all over Lord of the Rings. Yeah, I have heard. I have been watching some of the videos where people are just... Netflix had Arcane. That's true. Netflix did have Arcane. Well, of course someone has to pay for it. And people do. Like, I have a Netflix subscription. You know. I'm paying for it. We're just talking about sailing the season about. Exactly. And, you know, I have a Disney Plus subscription, which, you know, probably I shouldn't be at this point, but I do. But when it comes to, like, those HBO Max and other crap like that, you know, many of them, I would need to use VPN in the first place, and, you know, you can't have everything. I did start playing MCOC because of Marvel, but I kind of...
God, those communists
stumbled onto it. Like, I mean, I like Marvel, obviously, always, but I was kind of like looking for a game to kind of play on my way to work and back from home from work and stuff. And found this one, and it was like, you know, cool. Forgot it was a thing. It is a thing indeed. I'm gonna go play Pokemon. You go and do that. Honestly, I'm so upset at Kebab with so upset. Oh yeah, the Black Phone was good. I liked it. We watched it. That's quite nice. About taking Balgon's away for so long. And yeah, the 2-star arena is gonna be quite long and boring. Good night, Kate. Alright, see you later, Katie. Sorry, see you later, Katie. See you later, Eric, man. I'm such a goof today. Can Claire be mentioned on the top 20 in game? I think, you know, if you make strong, if you make strong argument for the first 20, possibly. And Claire is a good champion nonetheless. I think people are kind of like over fascinated with specific numbers. Okay, cool, yeah. Even if CC falls off so bad starts. I don't know, Slade. I think Marvel, I don't think they're like with the release of shows like She-Hulk and stuff like that. I don't think that Marvel is particularly worried about their brand image anymore. I'm just saying. MCOC is far from the worst press they are getting right now. So as long as Kabam pays them the licensing fee, I think, they're fine with it. Shall march down on their headquarters for you and give them a piece of your mind. Sure thing. Alright, let's get to 3 million mark on this one. You didn't like She-Hulk? And you're watching House Dragon? I don't know. Maybe I will, but I'm not like rushing to watch it. And about She-Hulk, there were a couple of things that, here's the thing. There is a baseline magic and excitement for me still when I watch like Marvel stuff and, high budget superhero shows in general, stuff like that, because I do reminisce in my childhood with it. I didn't ever think it's gonna be possible, because when I was growing up I still remember the fact that superhero stuff, it was only for kids. It was kind of like low budget cartoons and low budget movies and stuff like that. And whenever I see something that's relatively well made to do with superheroes, there's some sort of baseline level of excitement and happiness. So it's not like I absolutely hated every moment of She-Hulk or something like that, but it did definitely make me cringe and be angry a lot of times. So here when I watch these things, like I feel like somebody's making a mockery of something I love. When you watch this crap, I kind of feel just somebody's hurting something that I care about, like actively so. Oh, come on. And it's really upsetting to see when they put all these modern politics and ideologies and fucking woke garbage crap in things that are not meant for it. Superhero stuff to me always has been kind of something about escapist reality. Escapism, just entertainment. And it's just not meant for political messaging or what's on trend today. many of like here, I'm a fan of many superheroes and you know storylines, and I pray to God they don't touch them right now. It's kind of like the same thing that we had with Kabam's buff program throughout the year. Like, there are a shit ton of champions I'd love to see buffed, like Superior Iron Man and OG Iron Man and Kappa and stuff like that. But seeing shit after shit after shit after shit being churned out by Kabam this year, where, you know, Psycho Man buff really, you know, wow, they did a fantastic job on Psycho Man, you know what I mean? I just hope they don't touch anything that I still kind of hold hope for in the future. And yeah, it's just really fucking depressing when, you know, some sort of fucking political activists and woke assholes are just denigrating things that are not meant for any of that stuff. If you want to make, you know, I don't know, feminist, hardcore, you know, ladies are better than dudes movie, it's like, fine, make it, but don't do it on, you know, Marvel She-Hulk show that was never really meant to be like that. Exactly. I mean, She-Hulk was, you know, always kind of about lady empowerment, but it was always much more positive, not this I have it harder than you do type of thing. And that's the thing that really pisses me off most, is because these woke people don't make anything new. They just destroy what's already great, or what we liked, because they know that, you know, we're not gonna watch that new crap, and nobody's gonna watch that new crap, because they can't sell anyone on their shit ideology. They're not creating new stories. They're just ruining the old ones. That, I think that is the thing that really pisses me off.
Are you always
Kind of
this
like with all
pathetic?
of this, you know, gender swapping and stuff like that. Like, I'm not against gender swapping if it makes sense, or if it's done for like the sake of the story, but if it's just done for the sake of doing it because you can tick some sort of box off,
Shut up and take my money.
it sucks.
Heinz, $11.11.
Thank you very much, Heinz. I appreciate it. Heinz, that condiment mafia money, but still comes in handy. Thank you very much. And it's kind of like they want, I don't know, new 007 to be, you know, a lady. It's like, why don't you go out and write your own secret spy stuff? It doesn't have anything to do with 007. Just, you know, make a spy. Give them different code names, do your own thing. Even if you are inspired based on the series of James Bond, I just don't understand why James Bond has to die so there can be, you know, lady James Bond. Or with all of these Marvel hero casts, you know, oh, we're gonna make, I don't know, this dude a lady, we're gonna make this dude a lady, and this one's gonna be more diverse. Like, why do you have to destroy all of those characters that I like always, you know? Why don't you make your own? And I will, you know, happily ignore them if I don't like them, or if they are good, I'll watch them. Like, you know, if they make a good story, I'll still watch them. Like Arcane, you know, it's almost all of the most important characters, they were, you know, girls. It was fucking awesome show. If they make a good show, I'll watch it. If it's shit, I won't. But I just don't understand why they need to make all the things that we like into shit. If they want to make fresh shit, you know, go for it. That's kind of like the thing that pisses me off most. It's like everywhere, you know. They absolutely destroyed and denigrated and butchered and retconned everything about Doctor Who for political messaging. Like, it was like, here's the thing, I was never the biggest fan of Doctor Who, but I saw some episodes. My mate was like a huge fan, and, you know, kind of got it. It was alright. And then he unironically made me watch a couple of the later season episodes of Doctor Who, and it was just kind of like a low budget cringe fest, like really badly, like with all sorts of political messaging. It's just, you know, that's one show that's absolutely dead, and everything about its like lore and history and stuff like that has been retconned and destroyed. It's like, so all of these woke people that that push this message. And that's how I look at them. I look at them as like murderers. Because they're literally butchering and murdering, you know, your anything that you like, your childhood or whatever else now. And I get why like Tolkien fans are, you know, upset now. If I'd be like massively in Tolkien's works, I would be too. I am quite a bit in Marvel, and it's extremely frustrating. Yeah, I'm not saying that like you can't do anything like, you know, differently and stuff like that. I don't know. It's just so bad. What's up, Maverick hiding? My 11-year-old sent to me and said, "Who would call that girl? She's not attractive at all. My daughter Python said she's kind of ugly, really." I was thinking the same things. Like, I doubt that, you know, that short ass ever gets catcalled though. Okay, so here's the thing though. Like, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind if they include politics and they could do it well and balanced, or, you know, one way or another. I completely agree, but, you know, they clearly are incapable of doing it. Or unwilling to do it. It's like, ideally, I want none of the politics and political stuff in my shows. But, you know, if somebody's going to put it in, it doesn't necessarily ruin the show. But it almost always does. Like, it's one of those things where it can potentially work out, and I agree, but it hardly ever does, because they go overboard, and because they don't have perspective, or because they are putting their own ideology in too much, because there's not an open kind of like thought process about both sides. He never looks at them unless I ask him a super chat on Digital Broke this morning. I look at them. What do you mean I never look at them? I try to look at as many messages as I can. Getting annoyed. Hamas being mad at me? Why is Hamas mad at you? What is that sentence? Don't want Jane Foster for the same reason I don't want White Widower. Pretty much, yeah. Do you suggest ranking up Angela, duped, Hasig, Warlock are duped, or Captain Marvel unduped? Angela probably then. And go with Angela. Scene where she states how she controls her and oh yeah. That season really killed Doctor Who? Yeah. More and more coming to conclusion that making woke versions of stuff is excuse for lack of creativity. That's also another thing. That's, you know, goes back to the fact that they don't create, or they can't create anything new that's interesting. Like, there have been very few new ideas and new works out there that are actually like good, watchable, and or enjoyable. The amount of remakes or adaptations that are being made is ridiculous, and, you know, vast majority of it's just shit. What's up, Dr. Röntgen? And no, I haven't watched it yet. Imagine if they took White Mommy and made a show called Black Death. His Grandmaster's probably returning. Is he? Oh, okay, we'll see about it. But yeah, exactly. That's kind of like the thing about the politics. Like, it works in boys because it's made to be like super kind of gritty and stuff like that, right? Where superheroes are bad. It, you know, automatically kind of flips it all upside down. But, you know, for a vast majority, you know, yeah, I don't want to think about the real world problems while I watch shows about, I don't know, Hulks and whatnot. pretty much Slinger. And all the shit Kabam did. Serena spit in the face, 800 fights. Oh, it's up something around 600 fights, I think, or 700. But yeah, anyways, it is a lot of fights. Arenas will be a bit lower. No, I don't think arena cutoffs will be affected much. I mean, maybe. I don't know. Anyways, let's get to the next one. They're doing Marvel and they did Star Wars. Exception of Mandalorian's garbage. That shit's all over the originals. And yeah, well, yeah, pretty much. It's like also the thing is like I don't mind I'm not some sort of Puritan originalist that everything has to be exactly like in comics, and you know, but even in She-Hulk, you know, just the simple idea that it can't be Bruce saving her when she's literally like 4 foot tall, and somehow before she became Hulk she's capable of tearing open a car door and pulling Bruce out. Again, Bruce is like 3 times heavier than she is. Ain't no way in hell she can, you know, pull him out of a burning car, for instance. It's just bullshit. Like, so much of it is just bullshit. And I know it's not like fair to ask for some sort of realism in superhero shows, but it becomes so much more. What's the best said? All superhero shows require some level of suspension of disbelief. That level of, you know, this could never happen, but I don't care because this is fun, right? Or this is cool. And we do it if it's fun and if it's cool. Like, you know, in Home Alone, it's like, do you really think somebody is gonna forget their kid and then will be unable to locate him, and there's gonna be nobody in town that actually, you know, all those things, you know, they're unbelievable. Nothing like that could happen in real life in such a manner, really, if you put some sort of thought to it. But we're willing to forego all of that because it's fun, because it's entertaining, because it's cool. But there's nothing fun or cool about these things. You know, there's nothing fun about having a 4 foot tall woman, you know, be able to tear open a car door and you know, pull out a fully grown man and save him after the car crash that, you know, she caused, because she could quite easily have just kept driving straight forward. But you know, let's not talk about that. Whatever. There's just nothing fun for it, especially if you understand why they did it. And you know, that's kind of the problem, I think, as well, is like, it's just not fun. Well, for me anyways. But yeah, and all of that all of those stupid things that, you know, it's already impossible level of suspension of disbelief that's required, that we forcibly make for the sake of she tough kind of thing. It's only happening because they needed to change the origin story, because they couldn't show Bruce as the good guy who's saving her, or the fact that she needs saving, for instance. And yeah, so I think we are in a very, very, very bad place when it comes to entertainment. I think early 2000s was about as good as, you know, early 2000s, maybe up to 2010 is probably about as good as it ever got, and everything has gone significantly downhill since. Like, really significantly downhill. With couple of, like, there's only like a handful of shows or movies that, again, thoroughly say that I properly enjoyed, like, every year. It's like in phase 1 and 2 of Marvel, it felt magical. Now it's frustrating. And yeah, and all of it is for very, very stupid reasons. And again, I'm not even, you know, against. I'm gonna put, what's the best way to put it? I believe anyone should be able to do whatever they want, right? If you want to tell, like, you know, super woke stories, tell super woke stories. If you want to focus all your movies specifically on minorities, do that. If you know, I'm perfectly fine with that. But I just wish you do it with your stories, not with stories that people already love and care, and that, you know, you just kind of bastardize. If you want to create whatever type of superheroes, you know, you can do it. And again, if you create a good story, good characters, people will still watch it. Again, like Arcane, fucking amazing. I liked it a lot, and it was good. But it was like the only good mega kind of woke crap that, you know, woke stuff, not woke even, kind of like diverse, and because clearly all of those things there were on purpose, right? But it was good story, so I didn't care, you know, all those stories. Or, you know, stuff like Game of Thrones. Like Game of Thrones, you know, it's fucking diversity personified and stuff like that. But it was, you know, done in a sense where it made, you know, done in a way where it made excellent sense. There are kind of like colder lands, northern lands where, you know, people are typically white and covered in fur. There are warmer lands where, you know, people are in different colors and stuff like that. And, you know, it all was done, you know, as it should, as it feels it was right. And yeah, Umbrella Academy is quite alright, yeah, too. Liked it too. So I do genuinely believe that we are in a very bad spot when it comes to entertainment and movies and stuff. It seems like they're getting more and more money, bigger and bigger budgets, but they're releasing, you know, shittier and shittier stuff that's less exciting. My wife watched the first episode of She-Hulk and she said, "I can watch others by myself." She was disgusted. We're like, I actually want to see Bullet Train. Haven't seen it yet. But yeah, how they had to cut out Doctor Strange from WandaVision. The entire WandaVision thing was absolutely fucking disastrous as well. It's like they completely butchered that lady. It's something so amazing. He said, if Marvel cares about certain communities and makes stuff for them, then I'm sure waiting for movies completely for masculine people. Well, yeah, I don't want that. Ideally, you know, I just want good movies. I don't want movies that are made specifically just for this or just for that. And again, I don't even care if they have some sort of messaging in there that's either relatively subtle, as long as it's, you know, well crafted and, you know, makes still the movie, you know, keeps the movie enjoyable. My problem is the fact that they ruin stories, they ruin movies, they make them shit and boring and over the top and just bad. You know, in every version and thought of the term bad. Because of it. That is what I struggle with the most. Hey, just bullshitting on 99% shows right now? No, I mean, I don't think well, that might be actual percent of things that I think is, you know, being made very badly. But yeah, I mean, you know, that's kind of like the point here. Oh, whoopsie. Because almost everything released is getting kind of butchered these days. Like, you know, which phase 4 movie of Marvel you like the best, guys? From top of your head, all of the phase 4 stuff. Just pick one title. Which one you like the best? And I agree. I'm gonna be quite sure that, you know, for virtually everybody, it's the Spider-Man No Way Home, right? And you know why it's so good? Because it had the least amount of this crap in it. Infinity Wars Phase 3. Spidey is like, you know, Spidey had none of it. You know, MJ didn't need to save Peter Parker 18 times. You know, they didn't have to recast old Doc Ock into, you know, somebody diverse, or you know, William Dafoe didn't all of a sudden become, you know, of a different shade or gender. That's why I loved Spider-Man, because, you know, they kept the original characters from the previous movies that, you know, were cast, you know, well enough. Became William the Friend. Yeah, because, you know, they treated your main heroes with respect, right? They didn't need to break down and, you know, kind of like humiliate any of the Spideys. They treated them with like reverence, because it was cool, and that's what I like. They brought back all the old villains, as they should, you know. And and it was enjoyable. All of a sudden, it almost seems as if when they abandoned all of that crap, they could make a better movie. Like, it almost seems as if, like, when they are not overly focused on ticking every box and hitting every trope and sending every message under the sun, that they are capable of making a good movie. Well, here's the thing. I'm not overselling Spider-Man. Spider-Man was by no means masterpiece from a narrative point. I think, you know, it was one of the most enjoyable Marvel movies ever, for sure. But there is a problem in Hollywood that they still have lost the ability to human. They make their characters do shit that they would never do in real life or in comics. And Spider-Man No Way Home still has that problem. Like, there ain't no way in hell Doctor Strange would cast a reality-altering spell just to help Peter get in a fucking university, especially, you know, if that wasn't, like, as they kind of made a joke to, like, absolute last resort, because, you know, whatever. But still, Doctor Strange wouldn't do it, because he understands it's dangerous. Nor Peter Parker would, you know, I'd like to think Peter Parker has enough brain not to try and distract the sorcerer in the middle of casting spell. You know what I mean? And that is a problem with Marvel as well. They just completely forget how to human. And in many movies, it shows much worse, that they have, like, absolutely no morals in those stories. Like, the way they justify everything Wanda did, for instance, or even what they're doing with She-Hulk. Just think about it. They showed She-Hulk. Okay, so those guys were fucking, you know, horn dogs, whatever. You know, it's also kind of ironic that within 2 minutes they show a group of ladies being super nice to her and sorting her out, and then a group of guys trying to, you know, I don't know, date rape her. But the fact is that those guys didn't do anything yet. They didn't touch her. They're just talking to her. And then she lost it, turned into Hulk, and literally tried to attack them. What happens when a Hulk attacks a regular human being? You know they're fucking dead with a single punch, right? So she literally tried to murder people. And let's face it, you know, scumbags or not, whatever. But she did. So they basically had She-Hulk try to murder people for talking to her the wrong way, and then later on show and specifically say that she was always in control. They specifically said, like, you know, I was always in control and stuff like that. So what they're telling is that the lawyer lady, the lady who represents the law and gives these speeches about justice and whatnot, is going to murder people for talking to her the wrong way. And that is a character that they expect us to root for. You know, as far as I'm concerned, she should be in a fucking cell right next to Abomination. And it's, you know, like that in so many shows and movies now in Marvel as well. Like WandaVision, they will never know what you sacrificed for them. It's like, so what was your sacrifice? The fact that you stopped torturing them? It's like, first of all, she's, you know, finished the whole Westview thing because she had to, not because she wanted to. And second of all, fact remains, she still tortured, you know, thousands of people for weeks. I can only imagine how many of those people will eventually commit suicide, turn to violent crime, you know, become drug addicted or something like that, or be in therapy for the rest of their lives. And then at the end it's like, oh, they will never what you sacrifice. And then in Doctor Strange, no, it's all good in Westview. You made it all right. How? How did she make it all right? Did anyone, you know, put her on trial and she got acquitted? Did she go and apologize to each and every single person she fucking tortured? Imagine how you'd feel if somebody quite literally took over your body, used you like a fucking puppet. And then it's like, oh no, she made it all right. It's like, how? It's like, you know, she didn't talk to me, she didn't apologize, I've never seen her after she stopped torturing me. She didn't fucking make it all right, you know, with any single one of those people. Like, that is exactly what I'm talking about when I'm talking about, you know, they just have no morals. They don't understand how to human. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? There's just, you know, and that's supposed to be a hero. Somebody, you know, that we used to root for. It's like, so how happy are you to finally get Scorpion? I haven't got, oh, you mean 2-star Scorpion? Absolutely amazing. Couldn't be happier. But yeah, and it's not just those movies, by the way. And she was also the cause of Civil War. But even there, you know, okay, there it was an accident or something. It's kind of fine, you know. In Civil War, they still kind of tried a little bit. And we can go pretty much, you know, most of these Marvel movies where our heroes are being turned into fucking assholes. Well, yeah, okay, she was 100% the villain in that movie, but... Oh, I think you're overreacting? No, I'm not overreacting. How is that over? Okay, she was the villain in that movie, clearly. But when the hero of the movie tells that she was fine to torture those people, you know, it's kind of a problem. I would understand if Doctor Strange walked up to Wanda and said, what the fuck do you think you were doing? It's like, that's fucking insane. You're very lucky that, you know, entire world is not trying to murder you right now because you're like a mass torturer or something. Those are the type of things I'd expect my hero to say. Yeah, Wanda was the villain of that movie, for sure, but not for torturing people. And also, grind 1 million points just for 5-star cycles, so congratulations. Also, what they did with Wanda was stupid, kind of like yo-yo effect, where, you know, she attacks Kamel-Taj, right? Murders ungodly amount of sorcerers. and then all of a sudden stops murdering. She's like, oh, I don't want to hurt you. I don't want to touch, you know, I will, but I don't wanna. You know, and she just kind of starts, you know, tossing Doctor Strange away or stuff like that. So they show her kind of crossing that line into sheer villainy. And then she kind of pulls back. Oh yeah, okay. Now I'm glad you brought this up as well. Captain America and the Winter Soldier TV show. It's like, don't call them terrorists. Like, they fit the definition of terrorism to a T. The show quite literally showed them murdering people in acts of terror. Oh, she's just a girl. Don't call them terrorists. Do better, Senator. Like, all of that shit is just so bad. And, you know, I hope that smoke that's coming out of their buttholes is eventually clearing out and they're gonna stop doing that shit. I hope that the same people who made... I don't think so, I don't believe it, but I hope that the same people who made, for instance, Falcon and the Winter Soldier series wake up 5 years from now and realize what kind of stupid thing they have done. They acknowledge it was wrong. You don't need... Okay, explain to me, how did she make it right? James, explain this one to me. How did she make it right? What did she do to make it right? That's the point that you're not getting here. So imagine me punching you in the face every day as hard as I can for 3 weeks or a month or whatever. And then, because let's say a cop shows up and tells me if I punch you one more time, they're gonna shoot me. I did read your message. And I stop punching you. That's it. Don't apologize, I don't pay you, I don't go to jail, I don't face any consequence for it. I just walk away and stop punching you in the face. Would you think that I made it right by ceasing my actions? Here's the thing. Stopping to do the bad thing does not akin to making it right. Because you already have done the bad thing. James, yeah, well, James is a big stan, I would say, at this point. I think you skipped the very first sentence, what James said. That she made it right, which obviously not. But they did acknowledge it was wrong. You don't need to make something right that was cool. Well, again, so, you know, that should be the entire problem. They treat you like a stupid idiot. So he said that she made it right, which she obviously didn't. And you know, why is that fine there then? Okay, she did not make it right. Okay. I acknowledge what she did was wrong. But you know, where are the consequences? Where are the ramifications? Where is, you know, anything? And it's just absolutely immoral. It's kind of like, oh, my friend just, I don't know, you can torture thousands of people, but you know, I just kind of like hush it, you know. Okay, it's not the good thing to do, but I'm not really gonna do anything to my friend either about it. Oh crap. I'm starting to get hit in the face all the time. The conversation was, oh, she's not a villain. Well, she's obviously a villain. Okay, so she doesn't need to make it right, but that makes her a villain. Okay, fine, I agree with you. Here's the problem. Doctor Strange is the one who was okay with it. That is the problem. Wanda, fine, irredeemable, horrible human after watching Multiverse Madness. Simple as that. My problem is the fact that Doctor Strange and everyone else on the planet, according to the writers of that movie, are just kind of like, meh. That is the problem. Okay, villain's gonna villain. Fine, of course. Kind of like, I don't know, imagine some older action movie. Imagine, you know, somebody, I don't know, imagine Speed, Keanu in a bus, and then there's this terrorist who's blowing crap up, and after, you know, Keanu catches up to that villain who basically, you know, blew crap up and threatened to kill them, and then Keanu is talking to the villain because because the villain, I don't know, his batteries run out of his control. He didn't explode that bus, for instance, or he didn't kill the people on that bus, even though he killed people plenty of before. And then imagine Keanu Reeves just going, well, you didn't press the explode button on the bus, and you know, we're good, you made it right. Would that be your hero? If your hero tells, you know, that, you know, yeah, you might have killed some people or tortured some people, committed some acts of terrorism, but, you know, in the end, you know, you stopped doing it, so it's okay. Would that be a hero that you root for? Would that then that is a normal kind of like human reaction? That is the problem there. You know, sure, yeah, you know, terrorists exist, they do bad things, fine. But the idea that the people who are meant to be, you know, fighting against it or enforcing justice and stuff like that, just brush off a thing like that. I don't know, Die Hard and Hans Gruber. Die Hard is kind of like, you know, trying to, I don't know, trying to save all of those hostages, and, you know, sort the situation out, and then in the end, in order to save himself, let's say, because he's in that same building, he doesn't press explode the entire tower thing or something. And then McClane just goes, yeah, you killed some people throughout the movie. You know, the guards, that cokehead asshole, so on and so forth. But you didn't kill all of them. So you made it right. Okay, there is a difference though. Breaking the rules and being an asshole are not synonyms. And yeah, there are obvious problems with Doctor Strange, but the motivation is different, you know? Doctor Strange broke the rules, saving the world. That's completely different. Here's the thing. If you speed with your car down the interstate, just so you can run over more people more efficiently quicker, is completely different thing that if you're speeding on the interstate trying to get to hospital to save somebody on your passenger seat. Yeah, you know, you can do the same thing for different reasons, and those actions will not be morally equivalent. Not even close. Doctor Strange broke the rules, fine, you know, people do that. But he did break the rules trying to save the entire world. And he did save the entire world. So yeah, he's a fucking hero. Why did Wanda break the rules? Because she got sad. Why did Wanda start torturing people? Oh, because of big saddies. And you know, and keep in mind that even after Wanda realized that she's torturing people in that final episode, she didn't want to stop it. When they were like freaking begging her and stuff like that to stop it, she didn't want to do it. She was like, I don't give a shit. You know, I like this. Yeah, she doesn't understand it because she's villain, and I disagree. He broke like... Nah, he broke like what? Cook isn't the villain, Peter Pan is. Cook didn't go for anybody other than Peter. Was it to stop him from kidnapping young children? Possibly. Yeah, I mean, again, that's another thing. It's like, why can't you just make those kids up again? One rule, save the world. Most of the other word, his own personal gain. Okay, so that's kind of like the biggest discretion there, right? Other sneaking into the library. Okay, if we're gonna, so he snuck into the library, or trying to learn some things. Well, time manipulation. That was basically, okay, sneaking. So here's the thing: you're comparing Wanda torturing thousands of people to somebody sneaking in the library, like. Step back, you're comparing torture to somebody reading a book they're not meant to, not supposed to read. I mean, I'm sorry if that is where your arguments have to do. It's like, I mean, sure, this guy on the right side, you know, shot 18 people all in cold blood, but this guy has an overdue library book, so, you know, both of them are assholes. I'm sorry, yeah. What is your point? I mean, if you even kind of try and use sneak into the library in context of, you know, proving a point of, you know, that Doctor Strange is an asshole too, I think you can kind of lost that entire debate. You know, there's nothing I can feasibly tell that I think you would think about. Okay, so if I jaywalk, I'm destined to murder, according to your logic. or if I don't see anything wrong with taking one too many free samples or free pens from the bank, I'm destined to commit a major financial fraud. Or what is that point? Destined to fuck things up. Explain this one to me. Snuck into the library. Bad, strange. Torturing some people? As long as you stop at some point, you know, I'll be fine. Here's the thing, there's a difference in between being mischievous and just morally fucked up. A spell consequence. Right? Didn't understand the spell have a consequence tomorrow, like you'd seen in What If. Yeah, okay, but it's not a What If. That is not the same strange. It didn't make the same decisions. Didn't do the same things. That's the entire point of What If. Those aren't our characters. And yeah, and this is the entire problem, I think, that you're kind of representative of. You're morally equating things that ought not be even in the same weight class. Again, there is, you know, difference in between mischievous or disregarding some of the rules, or being, you know, maybe a bit of an airhead, or maybe not fully understanding, you know, the consequences of your actions. You know, that is the big thing, you know. Okay, you know, Doctor Strange might have, you know, mess something, but there is a difference between consciously deciding to torture or murder people, consciously deciding to condone or let it slip, or deciding that I'm gonna sneak in the library and, you know, and learn a new cool spell. That, you know, fair enough. Something bad might happen, but here's the difference. If he sneaks in the library, learns a new spell, even something bad does happen, he didn't do it to make something bad happen. He did it to learn. He did it for whatever other reason, to have fun or something else. He did not have the end goal of moral wretchedness, evil, murder, and torture in mind. That's also kind of like the same thing, that there's a difference in between manslaughter and murder. There might be levels of carelessness that, you know, cause some bad stuff to happen. That's the reason why, I don't know, when factory made automobile malfunctions because somebody was shit at security checks, it does not equate to charging that person who maybe, you know, did a job badly with an intent to murder. Do you understand that? Intent is a huge part of this. One second. You might need to press the right button. I feel like it. How stealing cookie going to make you a baker? Why bake a cookie when you can steal one? What the hell? Again. I don't even understand. I kind of feel like screaming into pillow with frustration a bit. But, you know, this is the entire point that I'm talking about, that Marvel has lost an objective sense of morality or good and bad, because they are equating things you are trying to equate. They are trying to commit intellectual fallacies that you are trying to commit right now. Because yeah, on one hand, you have Wanda torturing people, which is clearly a despicable act. And then somebody's like, oh yeah, but something bad could have happened because he learned a spell that he shouldn't have. That's fine. Both, that is perfectly acceptable thing. Something bad could have happened. But he didn't do it to make something bad happen. It's again, I don't know how many simple examples I can give you. You are, you are shooting in a gun range, right? And what? You sneeze, you twist something, I don't know, and you accidentally hit a person in a leg. That is a completely different situation when you turn to somebody and shoot at them intentionally, right? Strange is not, or that is the entire problem, that you think Strange is a bad person. He's not, and he's not meant to be. The only thing what makes him a bad person is the fact that he was okay with Wanda torturing people. That is the big problem there. None of those things before make him a bad person. Yeah, that was like literally the worst thing he did in the entire series. Was like, okay, he tortured some people, we can just, forget about it. That is the thing that pissed me off the most as well. Everything else he did, that there are some moral gray areas, or it was degree of good or bad. It was degree of, I don't know, selfish and, selfless. But it was not even remotely as close to doing something evil, right? He didn't manipulate time to destroy Earth, right? He did it to save it. It's a huge, huge, huge difference. And again, things like being mischievous, or doing something for your personal benefit or something like that. Again, yeah, all of them exist somewhere on a moral spectrum, but none of them come close to being, genuinely evil. Doing something you're not supposed to do doesn't make you evil. When your mom tells you you're going to bed and you want to stay up later, and you pretend that you're asleep but you don't go to bed or whatever, you're breaking the rules, but you're not doing it to hurt somebody. You're just being a human, being mischievous. He was always a bad person, like I said to LC. Child never thought stealing cookies is wrong will make him become... Oh, for fuck's sake, James. No. It's just no. And again, what do you think by thought? Nobody had to specifically tell me not to torture people. I have never attempted to. Nobody had to, didn't... Here's the thing. Closest thing that I have committed to torture as a child was against ants with a magnifier glass, right? I didn't eventually graduate to frying people. It's like, no, you don't need to specifically, cover. It's the same thing. Like, I should not need to tell a well-adjusted person to tie their shoes before leaving the house. There are some things, you don't need specific instructions for. And the entire problem here in the core is exactly what you're inhibiting right now. You're saying, he snuck in a library, therefore he was destined to be evil, but the fact that Doctor Strange in the last movie that completely destroys his character is okay with Wanda torturing people, you don't bat an eye on that. And like, yeah, same old Doctor Strange. You know, he did sneak in that library in the first movie, so it kind of makes sense that he basically greenlights torture in the second movie. That's just a logical leap that I'm unable to follow. I understand that you're not trying to excuse Wanda's, and I'm not bringing up Wanda's actions. Here's the thing that you're not understanding. My problem is not that the villain did a bad thing. My problem is that Hero and everybody else was okay with it. Imagine, okay, so you have a criminal who I don't know, goes and breaks law and stuff like that, right? And you know, shoots people and whatever else. That's fine, you know, we can accept that as a fact that has happened. My problem is the fact that cops look at all the victims and go like, criminals are gonna criminal. My problem is the fact that nobody wants that person in the jail. My problem is the fact that they're like, you know, he probably needed money, which is basically what Marvel's doing right now. That is the problem. Yeah. And it's not just Doctor Strange. It's like Wong and everybody else, you know. Wong's meant to be Sorcerer Supreme, to like enforce the rules or sort them, you know, deal with the mystical threats or whatever else that. It's like, I'm fucking sorry, but which part of what Kaldwich did doesn't qualify as like a huge fucking mystical threat? But he's just chilling. He's happy, you know. Wanda made it right, according to him. That is the entire problem with him. That is what I'm talking about when Marvel has abandoned any sense of morality or humanity or, I don't know, decency. Because, like, you know, what is the decent thing, you know, in terms of evil deeds? You should be wanting to punish. Like, when it comes to kind of different characters, of course, it's like, God, they hunted down, but I don't know, watch Avengers 2 opening. They are attacking Hydra base to retrieve Loki's scepter. Just because it's dangerous to be out there. Right? That's like literally why they are there. To retrieve a scepter. Because it's dangerous. Now, you know, that's the type of thing that responsible people would do. It is dangerous. It could cause harm. We should act on it. And the entire Avengers team assembles and goes after the Striker's base to get the scepter back. Now we have way more dangerous threat that's already done, you know, horrible things, but nobody gives a shit. Just let her chill in her house and do whatever she wants. Let's just, you know, leave her alone. Don't you understand the problem? In those situations. And one thing, they were doing the morally right thing. They were trying to eliminate danger. And the second one, kind of okaying it. Yeah, exactly. A just cause is not a reason for evil. But, you know, what is evil always will depend on perspective. If I'm doing something bad and you're attacking me, I will always view as my adversary, as like you are the one committing, you know, aggression or evil upon me. It's like, yeah, I agree, it's fucked up, but I was not shocked there's something like that. It was. But the thing is, it wasn't a logical conclusion. Doctor Strange okaying torture by no means is a logical conclusion. But it's not just the Doctor Strange, it's the entire fucking world. It's like, you're meant to have all of these damage control services, all of these agencies. I don't know, Wakanda seems like allegedly a place that, you know, opened itself up to the world and wants to kind of deal injustice, and all of these entities in Marvel are just kind of, okay, one day's torturing some people, okay, cool, you know. Oh, she stopped? Cool, 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 she made it all right. And again, it's not just the Wanda thing, as I said, like Falcon and Winter Soldier. It's like, so here we have quite literally a terrorist organization that some government officials, by government officials I mean, you know, Falcon, who is effectively working for US government, saying to us that we shouldn't be addressing as terrorists, even though that's exactly what they are. And the entire point of that Flag Smasher thing was that they were upset that they had to give back some of their crap after people who owned them came back. It's kind of like, I'm sitting here, I don't have a Ferrari, and then, you know, the guy, my neighbor, gets blipped, and then the government tells me I can have his Ferrari, right? And then, hey, 5 years later, that person returns and wants his Ferrari back. And I'm like, nah, fuck that. It's mine now. Except, you know, except I never paid for it, never did anything to earn it, was not its original owner, but I want to keep my Ferrari. That is what Flag Smashers were about there. They wanted all the stuff that they got when people were gone. I don't see the rest of the world okaying it. Okay, explain to me. No one has stop her. Well, first of all, in MCU, in Marvel, because you're gonna use specific in MCU. First of all, her powers, they are the ones who decide. In one movie, she can be knocked out, I don't know, basically almost with a baseball bat. In the next movie, you know, she's pretty much immortal god. They could have stopped her if they wanted to. Second of all, Marvel was filled with stories like, I don't know, Illuminati meets up, decide that Hulk's too dangerous and like shoot him in a fucking space just because he might do something bad, just because they can't control him. So you're telling me that in an entire MCU, when somebody actually is doing bad things, they go like, we can't touch it. That's like saying when Thanos is trying to destroy half a world, well, he's too strong, we can't stop him, we shouldn't fight him. Again, you just, okay, maybe they'd lose, but a hero, that's the entire point of hero, he would try and fight. You know, that's the entire thing of being heroes, that you try and find a fuck. Tony discovered, you know, reinvented time travel, right, to work something out. You're telling me that in the entire world, if you took that problem seriously, nobody, no way, no how could deal with Scarlet Witch, or would even want to try, because nobody did try. There was no, I don't know, super special, mega secret superhero meeting on how we are going to address the threat of WandaVision. Even though there would be. Like in comics there would be, in real life there would be. But in MCU there isn't. Because they're fine with it. Or they're too, I don't know, or they just don't care. Or they're too big of pussies. Whichever answer you're going to come up with why they didn't do anything with Wanda is going to be detrimental to those people. That's the entire problem. Whichever answer you're going to give, why they didn't do anything about Wanda, why they, you know, didn't try to lock her up, hunt her down, take her powers away, kill her, do whatever to her, contain her or anything. It doesn't matter why. Every single version will make them look like assholes. Because they didn't think that they could win? Stupid and cowards. No. Because they didn't care? Evil. There is no good answer, not just reason, why nobody did anything. Yeah, I kind of hope Wanda is dead too. After Multiverse of Madness and crap, I never want to see her again. And it wasn't like just okay, I'm done with it. I'm not gonna get further into it. I think I have laid out what I think quite well here. And told me, but people always go same guy. I like Long Island iced teas, to be honest. I think Long Island iced teas are cool. Horse has died, and no matter how much you beat it, it's gonna okay. Yeah, sure, fair enough, Slinger. We can talk about something else. But yeah, I do like Long Island iced teas. Do you think 7 stars are bound for mid-end of next year? I'm not sure, to be honest now. We'll see. I really wouldn't predict that, though. But no, this can't be one of those agree to disagree things. It absolutely cannot be. Because it's obvious. Marvel has lost its grip on right and wrong and morality. I don't understand how anybody can take a look at, you know, simple examples like these and be like, oh, that's perfectly reasonable. You know, that's the kind of message that, you know, this show should be sending. Kill people in the name of political activism. Don't call them terrorists. Or the fact that you ought to be okay with your heroes, what? Bitching out of fighting Wanda because she's too strong, even though she's torturing people? Or just not caring? All of those things are fucked up. And yeah, no, I completely agree, and I also hope that manga and animes and stuff like that become more and more popular, whilst comics kind of, you know, flatline until they realize that they can't keep doing shit like this. Oh, and I didn't really think about the writers when watching a movie, so yeah, they could just come and here defeat easily. That was just be boring. Mostly the characters being bad. Oh yeah, I'm not thinking about writers as well. I'm thinking of what the characters are saying and doing. That's why I'm bringing it up. I don't give a shit about writers. I don't care about actors or writers. I care about characters and the story. And the story is that Wanda tortured shit ton of people and everybody was okay with it. It's nothing to do with writers. It's to do exactly with that. It's to do with characters on screen. Well, look, it was only one town in New Jersey, so I know it's okay. Yeah. Maybe becoming popular. Yes. There is something happening, but here's the thing. Japanese authors and stuff like that largely don't really give a shit about these Western things. That's why I don't think it'll ever happen to the same degree or same extent. And you know, people still watch them. So yeah. Anyhow. Okay, I've been going on for 2 hours accidentally, so I need to finish up here as well. Yet I got carried away with this conversation. Others don't care, but because I mean, again, if anime is popular, anime is gonna be popular. You know, if I want, first of all, Crunchyroll sucks, anyways. But second of all, yeah, it's just a cultural thing, I think. Okay, let's get some of those units here. Get some of those units from here as well. Sweet. It was a good stream, man. I had some good open for the was. Well, thank you. Look at that, I got 3-star Squirrel Girl. I just thought she killed thousands too. Yes, she did. Anyways, I'll catch you guys later. See ya.
Hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. So we have all the information about the next month's